We started this conversation talking about the healthy homestead biome. And so I was saying that I'm a part of this group, and it's so unfortunate how many it's a women based group. How many women in the group were stating that it just could not be them eating things like raccoon, rabbit, squirrel, and even to the point there was a post where someone was having some difficulty eating some beef that they just butchered. So a point that I was making was number one, it is probably a whole lot simpler to capture, like to trap small game than it may very well be for some people to actually go out there and hunt, like deer and bear, like larger game.
Yeah.
Um.
And piggyback off of that.
mm,
You don't want to harvest more than you can eat. You you don't want it to go to waste. So if you're one person, you killing 175-pound deer. That's a lot of meat for one person.
Yeah, that definitely is a lot of meat. I mean, they can if they know the proper way to freeze it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's fine. But I mean, as far as like, I personally feel like because yes, we constantly talk about self sustainability, but we have to think, okay, what are we self sustaining from? We are self
Yeah.
sustaining from um something that may be corrupt, not like being specific, something that may be corrupt. We're self sustaining because that may be the only thing we're able to do. We'll have to sustain off of ourselves. So if that's the case, right now we have the privilege of trial and error and things like that when people are like homesteading. We have grace and privilege to learn and things of that nature. However, in a situation where that's all we have to do,
Yeah.
we're not going to be able to take all the time we need to grow the tomato. We need the tomato to grow.
Yeah.
Like we need to be able to eat now.
Yeah.
Maybe need to have been able to eat yesterday. So the privilege of like, okay, now I need to learn how to deer, how to hunt deer or whatever, how to hunt large game, might be a little bit more complicated than, okay, let me set this trap out here,
Yeah.
or let me capture something or whatever, let me lure something in.
Yeah.
Real quick.
You literally gonna have to hunt fast food. Literally. Yeah, you gonna have to know how to catch it.
Not fast food.
Yeah. Yeah. And they can be pretty smart or whatever to try to trap animals. Um, it's really just all depending what kind you're going for. So, you know, but you never know what you gotta get. Just gotta season it up good.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it, seasoning meat up is a key to the taste of something that you might not particularly want, but it's something that you have to have.
Shameless plug. Boyd Game Gang. Wild Game Seasoning. Get you some.
Yep. Yep. So definitely gonna have to put some seasoning on it. Yeah.
There was something that I also saw in one of the posts in that group. What was it? Oh, so just in general, they were talking about you. One of the young women was talking about how they had to like I said, butcher some beef that they had, I guess, grown accustomed to or attached to.
Yeah.
And related, unrelated,
Yeah.
but I think for the first time when I first saw a like a full deer after being um after being harvested, it felt really innate to like thank the Lord and thank the deer for its life and the life that it would provide to us. Um, and I don't know if that's a natural thing. Maybe that's the female thing. But yeah, I would, and it like it. I don't. It almost made that transition of okay, now this is food.
Yeah.
Like,
So a good a good way to separate stuff like that, even with your domestic animals compared to your wild animals or whatever. Um, you just got to draw that line or whatever. If you got them on your land for a specific purpose for you to sustain and survive, I wouldn't suggest that you name that animal. I wouldn't suggest that if you if you have a cow, I'm just gonna say beef or whatever. Don't name her Brenda and don't name him Bob, because when it's time to get rid of Brenda or Bob, you're gonna be thinking about Brenda and Bob. You ain't gonna be thinking about beef at the time. Um, because you be done had that connection or whatever. I done named this domestic animal or whatever. But really, the thing about it, animals already naturally know how to survive or whatever. You can get a domestic animal and let them go, and they'll live longer than a person trying to survive because they'll know what to do. Um, just just naturally. Of course, as people know, for babies, it take months for babies to walk. And like I'm talking like 9 months to a year for a baby to walk on its own.
and
Oh
not naturally, not like, oh, I observe you walking, so I'm gonna walk. They kind of start doing things, but I think for them, it really to take hold. A lot of it is, oh, here, baby, stand up, hold on to this, and
yeah,
there's steps and things to it.
yeah,
Whereas with an animal, naturally, it's like, okay, it's time to
yeah,
do it.
yeah,
A baby deer, they get nudged, and
yeah,
then it's time to get up
yeah.
because it's a space of survival.
Survival. Because
Cows, same
the
thing.
thing about it, if you can't survive out there, you get left behind.
Mm.
You got to know how to keep up. I want to put this out here. I know we're talking about, you know, trapping your animals and hunting your animals or whatever, but make sure you go about it in the right way. Make sure that you're legit. Make sure that you don't have your hunter's education. Make sure that you have your license. Um, Make sure that you have your trapper permit. Just all depending what state you're in. Um, those are vital things because think about it, you don't want to be out there thinking that you're doing right and you being the wrong at the same time
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. And that's on the wrong side of the law or whatever. So you definitely want to read your state rules and regulations when it comes down to harvesting wild animals because they do have a season. It, only certain ones here in Georgia don't have a season right now or whatever. You can do it year round, and it's on private property only though. Your raccoon and your possum, you can hunt them year round on private property. Um, and so that's here in Georgia. A law that got passed a couple of years ago, or whatever, to be able to hunt them year round because they just got overpopulated or whatever. So just trying to cut down on the population for instead of being overpopulated. So yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Well, I don't know what this was called, but I thought we were having a good conversation, and I thought it deserved to be recorded because it was really good information,
Oh yeah,
which you tend to have on just a random basis, just
yeah, yeah,
a really vital information. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So if y'all are looking to get into um knowing about how to um utilize your wild game area for sustainability or whatever, I'd be more than happy to help you all. Because it is vital information or whatever, and I just want to put it out there. Yeah, because hey, um, we just never know.
Mhm.
So that's how I'm gonna put it. So
And
yeah,
I almost think like as far like I think that's a whole space. I don't know if this is for the video or not, but I think that's a whole space of you doing like consulting as far as people's land, especially
yeah,
with the boom of land purchase being like a thing right now
yeah,
because people are looking into homesteading and having land and things of that nature.
mhm,
You can buy land all day, but if you can't put anything on that land, if there is no wildlife on that land, like no usable wildlife, or even to the space of if you are in coyote country or if you are in snake country, you're gonna have some problems on your hands. So it's not necessarily like to talk anybody out of. And I think I'm saying this part to say for like the real estate agents who have decided to specialize in like um land purchases or
yeah,
land buys. It's
mhm,
not to discourage anybody, but it's like, hey, know what you're getting into before you get into it, so
yeah,
you'll know, okay, who do I need to hire, what knowledge
yeah,
that I need, because it's one of the two.
yeah,
You're either going the convenient route of hiring someone, or you're
mhm,
going the knowledge route of now you need to become a subject matter expert in how to manage your land.
yeah. And it is actually a land specialist to survey the land that you're not used to surveying, figuring out what's on it, figuring out, is it gonna be sustainable for this or not sustainable for that. So you definitely want to get the right kind of land and know what you're looking to keep on your land or whatever. Yeah. So just some vital information or whatever. Just put it out there. So
Okay.